What's up guys, Hobbo88 here and welcome back to Hobbo's HQ. This is my second attempt at a vlog on the channel and I just want to take a little bit of time here in this video to talk about the E-Series, a bit of a wrap up or a recap of that series now that it's finished as of a couple of days ago. So first things first, I guess I just want to talk about the results. That's the thing that people are probably most interested in off the bat. Obviously we didn't get the results that we probably would have really liked. We did end up 12th in the points out of 12 cars, so that's disappointing, but you know, we did okay throughout the series, trying our best to hold our own basically against what is a very, very tough competition. With the exception of the race at Brands Hatch, which I made a mistake and crossed the blend line on the pin entry and got a 15-second penalty. With the exception of that race, we didn't actually finish last at all throughout the whole series. The remainder of the races, we were not the last car across the line in every single race. So I'm really pleased with my efforts in that sense. I mean, we relied on some other people having problems at various times throughout the other races to get that to happen, but I mean, we were consistent. We stayed on the track and stayed out of trouble for the most part throughout the whole series. A couple of small incidents along the way, but that's to be expected, especially in sprint racing like this where everyone's got the elbows out, it's full aggression all the time. I mean, our pace wasn't amazing. I knew it wouldn't be going in. When you look at the 11 other people in the series, I mean, they're upper echelon drivers. They're the best that there is in the V8 supercar on iRacing. So for whatever reason, my pace has not been as good this year as it has been in previous years in the V8s. And I knew going in that we would probably struggle to match it, especially at the front of the field. Those guys at the front, very, very fast. So, I mean, a few people question perhaps whether or not I should have been in the series, but I feel like we did enough to prove that we're worthy to be in there. We're clean, competitive and respectful above all else when it came to racing against all those other guys, and we're able to mix it with them a little bit here and there and not cause any dramas and not be too much of a moving chicane. So you know, I think that all things considered we did okay in that regard, and you know, it was definitely tough though. We put in a lot of effort to try and be competitive, and you know, we still struggled to match those guys for speed. So very, very, very tough competition. If I was to, you know, be invited back to do it again next year, you know, it may be different, new cars, a whole heap of different circumstances by that time. But with everything that is how it is at the minute, time management and everything else, we just couldn't quite match it with everybody. So did the best we could, and that's all I can ask for. That's all I can hope to do. And a massive thanks to everybody who has supported the journey. There's been a lot of you guys sending all your best wishes and cheering me on each week, which is really cool. Obviously a big fan base. It's always humbling to have you guys get in touch and let me know that you're cheering me on. So I appreciate that, and you know, it motivated me to keep me going throughout the series and do the best I could every time. While I'm thinking of it and sending out thanks, I also really should send out a big thanks to Alicia, my wife, who's put up with me being constantly trying to keep as much time as I can in the seat. It's been a long couple of months getting through the series, and she's been ultra supportive, so a big shout out to her and thanks to her for that. The series itself, a big shout out to the guys at Gfinity, because I think that they did a tremendous job running the series, you know, from the ground up. It was their first foray into iRacing, and it's a pretty complex beast to try and master, and they did a really good job. I think especially for their first time, but even the way that they managed the series as a whole, they took us our feedback as drivers and applied that throughout the series, which I think was really good. The way they managed it as admins and all that side of it that doesn't get seen through the broadcast was really, really impressive, and I think that the guys at Gfinity should be commended for doing a really good job. They've set the bar really high, I think, for what is the Supercars eSeries going forward. Obviously Gfinity won't be involved with it next year because they're shutting their doors now at the end of this year, but they've set the bar really high, and hopefully that carries across into whatever happens in 2020. I'd expect to see the series back again. I know there's a few people with question marks around whether or not it was actually even going to happen again next year, but I think it will, and hopefully you know, what the guys at Gfinity have done this year sets the bar for what they do next year, and you know, I think that they've done a really good job, all the guys involved. To the other competitors as well, I've already sort of touched on the fact that they're very high quality competition, so you'd expect high quality racing from a group of that caliber, but I mean, I was really quite impressed and blown away by the fact that everyone was able to get side by side, bang door handles and have some really good close racing, but still be respectful. For the most part, we didn't really see too many accidents, and you know, just good hard racing most of the time. I think the racing itself was, the word I think is respectful. I think it was really good, and it was impressive, I think. It'd also be a huge oversight if I didn't take a moment to congratulate the other competitors, especially Josh, who just dominated the series. He was so unbelievably fast and consistent, and ultimately a very deserving winner of the series as a whole. But you know, everybody who competed needs a shout out as well, and a big pat on the back, because ultimately the series wouldn't be a success without the other drivers. You know, that's what is at the heart of the whole thing. So a big congratulations to everybody who I was racing against. In addition to that though, I know a lot of the guys that I was racing against already knew each other and have their own little groups, they're in teams together, they're all friends and things like that. But it was really cool to be involved and to get to meet those guys and spend some time with them at the 2 Sydney events and things like that. It very much does feel like a little family, I guess, in a lot of ways, and having not met any of them before, it was pretty cool to walk in and feel, you know, welcomed in that group of other drivers straight off the bat. It was really cool. So you know, a big shout out to them. I think that the group that was selected, the 12, was a good bunch, a good mix, and ultimately a good combination for good racing, which is what it needed to be. So all in all, yeah, it was a cool experience, which brings me back full circle to the series as a whole, and that is the experience of it. So you know, getting to be a part of it is what's been really cool for me. Like I said, going in, I knew I wouldn't be competing for an outright win or anything, so I just wanted to make the most of the journey, I guess, and it was a really cool experience from start to finish. Getting to go up and do the Sydney stuff was awesome. The production, the whole side of it was really cool, and it was awesome to be a part of. I mean, whether I ever get back in to a seat in the E-Series again is, you know, remains to be seen, but assuming that I don't, then I can always look back at this year and know that it was a cool thing to be a part of, especially being the inaugural season of it in partnership with iRacing. I mean, the first step to the series being legitimately professional with sim racing, I guess, as opposed to using a console platform. So it was, you know, I think that this year will be the foundation year for what it turns out to be in the future, and I get to say that I was a part of it, so that's kind of cool and you know, humbling in a way. So all in all, I really enjoyed it. It was frustrating at times. It was really hard work, especially towards the end of the season with the short back-to-back weeks. It was hard, but I mean, I still take a step back and look at it and know that I enjoyed the trip from start to finish, and you know, the whole journey as a whole was unbelievable, and yeah, very humbled to be a part of it. A big thanks obviously to Supercars, the guys at Gfinity, and also to the Raw for backing me and getting me in the series to start with. So you know, I really appreciate that. I think that in most ways we did ourselves proud. We can hold our head high. Everyone's sort of, their feedback has been, you know, don't worry about the fact that you didn't win any races and stuff, you were part of it. And that's an achievement in itself, which I think is true. So you know, I can always look back at it and be happy with what we did. But thanks to all you guys for all the support. I know it was probably disappointing for some of you to not be able to cheer me on to victory or something, but in saying that, thanks to everybody for all the support. Every week, big messages and lots of support coming in, so I really appreciate that, and as always, really appreciate all the support from you guys, regardless if it's E-Series or anything else. So as always, I'm going to wrap this up now, but thanks very much all you guys for watching, if you still are. Let me know if you liked it, the vlog, obviously something a bit different. and something that I don't do very much on the channel. So got good feedback from the last one, so let me know if you like this one too. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Hobbo88, twitch.tv/Hobbo88 if you want to tune into any of the live streams. Make sure you subscribe over on YouTube if you haven't done so already. But that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.